In the summer of 2025, Washington stunned the global aviation industry by suspending export licenses for key aerospace parts to China. The move was a high-stakes play in tense US-China trade negotiations. China's new passenger jet, the COMAC C919, was hit hardest. Its production depended on the LEAP-1C engine, made by America's GE and France's Safran. Suddenly, the engine was off-limits. Production lines stalled, and China's aviation ambitions faced a harsh reality check. At the time, only 18 C919s were flying, but hundreds more were on order. The ban didn't just stop engines, it also blocked avionics and power systems from Western suppliers. The crisis lasted just 6 weeks before a new export deal was struck and shipments resumed. On paper, the disruption was brief, but the damage to trust was lasting. For China, those 6 weeks exposed a critical vulnerability dependence on foreign technology for its most advanced aircraft. The episode was a wake-up call for Beijing. It became clear that designing and assembling a jet wasn't enough. Control over every vital component was essential. The US ban didn't just threaten production, it threatened China's entire strategy for building a world-class aviation sector. The lesson was unmistakable. True independence required mastering the most complex part of the plane, the engine. The experience galvanized China's resolve to break free from foreign reliance. The goal shifted from building jets to owning the technology that makes them fly. This short-lived trade dispute set the stage for a major strategic shift. China's next move would bring another global power into the story. The race for technological sovereignty had begun. The US export ban ignited China's drive for homegrown jet engines. The CJ1000A, developed by the Aero Engine Corporation of China, became a national priority. The mission: replace the Western LEAP-1C with a fully domestic engine, free from foreign pressure. Delays plagued the project, but the crisis injected new urgency. Russia, already isolated by Western sanctions, emerged as a natural partner. Both nations saw Western aerospace dominance as a strategic threat. Their shared experience of sanctions forged a powerful alliance. The C919, China's answer to the Airbus A320 and Boeing 737, needed not just a jet engine, but a symbol of technological independence. Modern engines are marvels of engineering. Mastering them is a monumental task. Russia's long aerospace history offered China expertise. China's resources offered Russia a lifeline. Together, they aimed to break the Western duopoly and reshape the global aviation industry. This partnership was about more than engines. It was about sovereignty and the future of flight. The stakes were high, and the world was watching. The Sino-Russian alliance was set to challenge the established order. News of the Sino-Russian aerospace partnership sent shockwaves through Europe. Airbus and Safran, pillars of the European aviation industry, faced a serious new threat. The C919, once a domestic project, could become a global competitor with an independent engine. A successful Sino-Russian engine would challenge the Airbus A320neo and threaten Europe's market share. China's plans for a wide-body engine, the CJ2000, raised the stakes even higher. European leaders feared a state-backed rival using political and financial muscle to disrupt the market. The EU began rethinking its own supply chain vulnerabilities. The rise of a Sino-Russian bloc could fracture the global market, creating rival technological spheres. For Europe, this was more than lost sales. It was the possible end of Western dominance in the skies. The era of uncontested Western supremacy was under threat. Russia's response to Western sanctions became a blueprint for China. Forced to innovate, Russia replaced Western parts in its aircraft with domestic alternatives. The Russified Sukhoi Superjet 100, now powered by the homegrown PD-8 engine, proved technological independence was possible. The PD-14 engine, designed for the Irkut MC-21, marked Russia's return to cutting-edge engine design. This hard-won expertise was exactly what China needed. Russia's journey through sanctions, setbacks, and breakthroughs offered China a shortcut to self-sufficiency. By collaborating, China could avoid costly mistakes and accelerate its own engine program. The combination of Russian know-how and Chinese resources created a formidable partnership. Together, they could challenge the Western aerospace ecosystem. The world was witnessing the birth of a new power in aviation. Building a world-class jet engine is one of the toughest feats in engineering. Costs can soar into the billions with no guarantee of success. Western giants like GE and Rolls-Royce have decades of experience and vast R&D legacies. The hardest part? Mastering advanced materials and precision manufacturing. Turbine blades, for example, must withstand temperatures hotter than their own melting point. Certification is another massive hurdle. Without it, new engines can't fly internationally. Gaining approval from global regulators is a political and technical challenge. There's also a hidden dependency. Critical design software is still made in the West. To be truly independent, China and Russia must develop their own engineering tools. Every step toward a homegrown engine adds complexity and risk. The path to independence is long, expensive, and fraught with obstacles. Despite the challenges, China and Russia are moving fast. China is pouring resources into AECC, demanding the CJ1000A use only domestic parts. This forces local suppliers to master new materials and manufacturing techniques. Certification is targeted for 2027, even if it means delays. Russia is reviving its aerospace research and modernizing factories, training a new generation of engineers. The PD-14 and PD-8 engines are building blocks for future collaboration. Joint projects could combine Russian design expertise with Chinese manufacturing scale. Both nations are developing domestic sources for rare materials and their own engineering software. By building a parallel supply chain, they're creating a self-sustaining aerospace industry. The collaboration is more than technical, it's strategic, aiming to insulate both countries from Western pressure. The foundation for a new aviation power is being laid. The Sino-Russian engine partnership marks a turning point in global aviation. For the first time, Western dominance faces a credible challenge. If successful, this alliance could create a tripolar world: North America, Europe, and Eurasia. Airlines in Africa, Asia, and Latin America may welcome a new, affordable alternative. The threat to Airbus and Safran isn't just lost sales, it's decades of future service revenue. Europe's anxiety is rooted in the fear of losing its technological edge. The clash is as much about economic models as it is about engineering. The brief US engine ban exposed the fragility of global supply chains. The road ahead is tough, but China and Russia are determined. The skies may soon have a powerful new player and the world is watching.